Our first lab station, and to make it new, is the Carvey machine. A Carvey machine is a CNC mill. It takes a little spinning blade and it engraves, it carves, it makes signs. It's a really, really fun machine. So this machine here has a few components that we'll talk about as far as safety, but the process of what's going on. The first thing that we want you to do when you come to a lab, each lab has a startup guide with a little number on it. It says P1030. You can open up the website, type in P1030, and it has all of the guides, the startup, the links to the Carvey machine, the links to the Carvey machine's videos on how to use it, troubleshooting guides. All of that stuff, there's links there. We're not going to teach a kid how to use it because all that stuff's on the internet. And a really good skill to have is to be able to find, filter, and apply the knowledge that you find. So the guides, the P1030 guide for this goes through the safety, goes through the workforce skills, it goes through how to use the lab, and some project ideas to go along with that. Every lab has a number like that. So the Carvey machine, we'll open it up, look inside. You can see that it's basically a Dremel tool on steroids. Okay, it has a sharp cutting blade. You can put in wood, plastic, soft metal like copper. We can actually make printed circuit boards with this, or you can do signs. You can put plastic in there and engrave all the signs that go on your doors. It's an extremely cool machine. So there's a couple of things that we need to know. There's a website that you have to use to design and cut out. And it's called Easel, and it's by Inventables. And again, all of that stuff's linked as you look in there. But Easel by Inventables is a super simplified machine code. It's like Paint, right? You got Photoshop where you can do all that really cool stuff, and then you got Paint. Well, Easel is like Paint. You like drag a star on there and it knows how to cut out the star. And you say, do you want to trace the star or cut out the star? You can also import images. So we could take that Google image off the front of your shirt, put it on there, and it would trace it. And then it would engrave that into a piece of wood or whatever. So the software is super simple. If you are a little more advanced and you have machine code, you can also do that on the machine. So you can do a much more advanced CNC carving on there. This little device right here is the most important part. This is a smart clamp. And how you put your materials in here makes the biggest difference on whether or not it works. So when I take a piece of material, like this piece of wood, I want to start carving right on the top of the piece of the wood, and the smart clamp tells me exactly where the wood starts. So I place it in, bolt the clamp down on top. The machine will come over and touch a little thing on the clamp, and then it knows exactly where to start. So the Carvey machine is a little bit dangerous because the blade is sharp. So sticking your hand in there will scratch it. So making sure we use proper safety procedures. This machine does shut off if you open the lid, which is an extremely important aspect of what's going on. You can make puzzles. You can make anything that you can engrave, you can do. Now, you can't do rounded objects and cups and those kind of things like you can with a laser, but it's still a really cool process. There are different blades for different materials. We really use calipers. So the calipers are an important skill that we're learning how to measure. The accuracy, the thickness, scale is an important aspect of the CNC carving machine. So as we go through the machine, you start to see how it works with our safety. The 2-minute drill is something you do at every lab station. This one says, do a safety circle walk. Well, obviously, I don't want you to walk all the way around the backside, but we want you to make observations, make sure everything is safe, make sure things are not back here gonna clog things up or get in the way, making sure everything's clamped safely, just doing an observation. But a safety circle walk comes directly from public power. If you go outside on my truck, there's a sticker on the side of my truck that tells me to walk around my truck to make sure everything's okay. We implement those safety features into our lab to give you the mentality, that culture of safety that we really want to have. The other piece down here are different workforce skills, prototyping, communicating ideas, and implementing innovation. Those are the skills that we're working on with this lab. And then there's a real-life application that goes along with that. So this one is a part of our domestic energy research and application concept, is our research and development. And so one of the really cool things is how we're doing different types of research. We're actually building a power plant that uses hydrogen instead of coal. And so that's in the process of happening, and it'll be the only place in the world that has a utility scale hydrogen powered power plant is happening right here in Nebraska. So it's just a pretty cool piece of that innovation that takes place with the Carvey machine.